This isn't the dream van build, but it's the one that I've got right now. It's my home and studio on wheels, and I've been figuring out how to make it work, so I thought I'd show you how I've made it my own, even though I didn't build it myself. So under the sink, I've got a dish tub, trash bin, cleaning supplies, and a dirty laundry bag that works as a backpack for laundromat days. For the water storage, I have clean water on the right with a PVC pipe with a tube that will make sure the water is always at the bottom, and then on the left, that is where the sink drains into my dirty gray water. On the counter, I have containers that I command strip down so they don't move while driving, as well as these shower caddies to hold all my spices. Underneath, I have all my pots and pans and things like that. And for this drawer that always fights me, I got other containers and sauces. For the fridge, in between the two seats up front, I got the Iceco JP40. You can see that it has a pretty deep amount of space, and I would say on average I can store 5 to 7 days worth of food in here to cook. And it also opens from both sides, which is super handy. And overall, just an amazing purchase. Don't have to deal with ice or wet food, and surprisingly, it's very quiet and energy efficient. So one of the first things that I actually built to put in here was these L-bracket bungee cord shelves. And I did this because I have curved walls and it's probably the best I can do for now, but for lightweight things that are okay with bouncing, it works great. For the other main cabinets, I have this one on the side where I have a lot of my camera gear as well as extra shoes, and it goes pretty deep back there. And on this side, I have my whole bin of clothes that I can slide out, and I have army rolled pretty much everything that I need for a good amount of clothes. And for the bathroom, I have this portable toilet that you line with a trash bag and use these wood pellets in order to absorb all the moisture and make it okay to dump legally. And to be honest, you don't smell it at all. And I am sharing this adventure with my dog Amadeus, who is pretty tired after a hike this morning. But I have a small RV size mattress, and as a 6-foot man, you kind of have to lay diagonally, but it is surprisingly cozy. For power, I have the Blue Yeti AC200L portable battery. It has AC power, DC power, USB power, and I have it hooked up so that way it can charge while I'm driving through an inverter, and I have a 250-watt solar panel on top of my roof. For great internet access, I have the Starlink Mini on the dashboard, and the cord, along with the fridge and the inverter power, go down through this paneling and up into the battery. And since I am traveling with my dog, I do have these cellular thermostat and security cameras from Waggle that will help me monitor and make sure my dog is safe and comfortable at all times when I'm not in the van. This is my main desk space where I cook and I sit and do my computer work. I have my milk crate with all of my electronics in there, along with my microphone strapped down. And surprisingly, the van is pretty good at making sound effects because it's pretty well isolated in here. So here's the back of the van with the doors wide open, and I have two main storage areas. This one is a sliding drawer that's 4 feet long, and I put a piece of plywood on top so that way I could use it as a table, cooking area, something like that, and be very versatile. And I could just lift it up and set it like that so that way I can get inside and grab whatever I need. And in here, you see that I fastened it with some wood screws, so that way it just sits on it easily and not too much fuss, and it doesn't move at all while the van's in motion. And yep, here's all the storage. I have some cooking equipment, and I have this tub that I have all my dry food in, and you can just lift it up, grab whatever you need, and so far it's working great. And this is the other storage area in the back with a bunch of stuff kind of stacked in there. And the one thing about van life is you need one thing, you got to take 5 things out to get it, which is always really fun. And on this side, I was able to fit some things for emergencies for cars, like a jack and things like that. And you can reach them if you take out the plywood where the bed's at. And along all of the windows here in the van, I have these privacy curtains that you can just fasten with Velcro. And it does a pretty good job letting the light out and even some heat out, which is definitely needed now going into spring. And speaking of heat, this is my Max Air fan that ventilates all the air out of the van, so it's good for cooking and for getting heat out. Overall, I am extremely happy with this van. It runs super well, the cargo area has all the basic things anyone would need, and there's still a lot of room for improvements later down the line. And living in it for a month, I can say that it has led to already some amazing adventures with me and my dog, and I'm excited to see what it brings doing traveling videography and sound design on the road. And to anyone interested in getting into this lifestyle, the only advice I can give is say you can do it early. You don't need a $70,000 Sprinter van. You can make it work with what you got, and truly life is great outside of the van, and that's what you're living for anyway. After all, life is the journey, not the destination.